Okay, well now we're going to be looking at two nephews, Miles and Corey. Corey's 13, Miles is 14. They've just been introduced to this stuff, but like a lot of 13 and 14-year-olds, they've already, they've had a few serious injuries. And we're out at the skateboard park.
So, can you tell me about the accident where you broke your wrist?
Well, I was trying to jump over a curb like that one, and so I was just heading right up to it, and then I jumped too soon, and my board hit the curb, and I flew forward and landed on my wrist, and it hurt a lot, and then it turned out it was broken when I went to the hospital.
Okay, now, I don't know if you noticed, just while they were talking about it, the kid with the red shirt on there did the exact trick that he's talking about. I guess that's the safe way to jump curbs on your skateboard. You may have noticed just in the background there that very few, if any, of the kids are wearing any protective equipment, even a helmet in the concrete skateboard park. But the only kids you're going to see wearing a helmet in the concrete skateboard park, that one there, are mine. But I'm not willing to let my kids play around concrete without a helmet on. I'm also not about to go out and tell every other kid out there, put your helmet on, okay?
Okay. So, what do you think the big errors were? Like, eyes weren't on task, mind wasn't on task, you were in the line of fire, you lost your balance, traction, or grip?
I'd say it's probably a combination of mind not on task and balance, traction, grip.
Yeah, so, I don't know if you're going to really, get two brothers who, they obviously love each other, but, teenage brothers, I really care about you. I don't want you to get hurt. I don't think you're actually going to get 13 and 14-year-olds doing that. But again, the card gives them something, common ground, that he can talk to them about. They both know about the card. They both know about, the percentage of injuries, acute injuries that happen anywhere, because of these 4 states and these 4 errors. So again, you're not accusing somebody of something, you're just saying, hey, was it any of this here?
What states do you think you were in when you had your accident? Do you think you were rushing, frustrated, fatigued, or complacent?
I think it was more complacent because I had done this trick a million times before. And just this time, I guess I was a little bit fatigued too, so I messed up.
Well, he certainly got, I don't know about a million times, but that's sort of what you say when you're about that age. But, over 100 is probably accurate enough. So that's plenty enough times doing something to, for the complacency thing to creep in on you. And once again, kind of like with Aaron, the fatigue may have had something to do with, the way he fell, the reflex action that happened when he fell. I don't know, I wasn't there. Again, he's not, he's not saying, you were this or you were that, and accusing him of being in one of these states. And by the way, at work, you're not going to be accused. Are you sure you weren't in a rush? You sure you weren't frustrated? You sure you weren't tired? Okay, just was any of this a factor? You just ask them about the stuff, and they'll tell you. I mean, provided you ask it properly.
What critical error reduction techniques do you think you could use to have this not happen again? Self-trigger, analyze close calls, look at others, or work habits?
I think one of the best ones would be look at others, and even here I could do that just by seeing what other people do and seeing how they react when they get into a situation like mine. I was talking to friends while I was trying to do this. Like, my mind wasn't really on the task at hand, and I can see that when other people are trying to do stuff like here, and that's how I can use the look at others for techniques and patterns. Also, if you work on your habits, you can get into the routine of always thinking of the task at hand, so you won't become complacent.
The complacency thing is difficult, right? You know, the complacency leading to mind not on task. Plus, you add a little fatigue to it. The reflexes aren't so good, and now instead of just sort of a fall and a minor injury, you got the broken bone. I wouldn't even begin to do that trick. I don't know about you, but after 100 times, you get that, you know, I can do two things at once kind of stuff. So if you saw other people doing tricks but not paying attention, that would help you refocus your attention back on what you're doing. And it would also help you fight the complacency thing a bit.